What's up, y'all? What's good? Welcome to the What Up Doe Show. It's your boy Dame D, and we are back with another one. If you guys that's going to join me in today's panel is Freestyle Friday. You guys can go ahead and introduce yourself to the show, starting with you up top.
What up, though? It's BJ3 in the house, from the DET, now in the Southern California.
It's Roy Ralph Harden calling from the desert. We come where it's 120. It's still 90 degrees outside right now. It's 186 at 9 in November.
There we go. Again, I want to thank both of you guys for coming on to the show. It's Freestyle Friday. I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys start it off. This is a second time around tonight. We're going to be talking about tonight. I think BJ3 started off with tomorrow night fight. So go ahead and lead it away, BJ3.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So they had the weigh-in. They had the weigh-in today. 154 pounders. Lubin weighed in at 154 on the nose, and Ortiz weighed in at it was 153.8. You know what I'm saying? So both of them in good shape. It's gonna be a dog fight. Lubin, he didn't been in there with the best, and he's still hungry. And Ortiz.
You said what weight division is this again, BJ3?
This is a 154.
Okay.
Super welterweight. Yeah, junior middleweight. Whatever. Right. So but yeah. So it's gonna be a good one. Ortiz is a dog. He's the typical Mexican style. He's gonna come forward. He's gonna throw a lot of punches. Everything he throws is hard. He don't do no setup. He don't do no setups.
So it's just gonna be the main event for tomorrow's night fight.
Yep, it's the main event, and it's in Texas. It's in
that's Ortiz. And that's why I fucks with you, BJ3. I didn't even know this fight was going down. I thought you were, and Big Ken's supposed to be coming in and joining us at some point. I thought this was, you were going to be talking about the Benavidez fight. So I did not even know this fight was going down. That's why I always come to you for the fight information. Are you familiar with the fighters that's going to be fighting tomorrow night, Ralph?
Yeah, I didn't think B was gonna bring it up because I'm gonna go into that deep waters. For me, I was looking at it, and I'm watching it earlier this morning, but I've been seeing how the European fighter, the whole stuff with, and that's what I'm interested in hearing where B's coming from, because I've been seeing how Dubai, European, and Europe. They've always been in the fighting, the what do you call the Irish, McGregors and all that, and they just hadn't had the people who had them dogs, but now they got Eastern London and different other cats coming up, and I used to I was with Joshua until he had a glass jar, and then I was like, he just. But like you said, it's I ain't getting in there. I got glass jaw too. I'm asleep.
So give us your thoughts on the main event, on the fight BJ3 was talking about.
So like you said, so when I saw that whole grip, I'm interested in seeing how they're gonna bring it in, because the United States have without was that ring boxing, they done gave this stuff to Dubai. And it's big money ticket, and I see your boy Paul out there talking to Javante. And I like it when we, like you said, Crawford just said, I don't like him, so that's how we fight. If I don't like you, we just fight, and that's what Hearns and Ray, because Ray and Hearns, I saw that out there on YouTube. Hearns and Ray, they still don't like him. And Ray never looked like a person who just come out and be like, F you, this, that, and another. But he's still like, I don't like you. We can fight now. And they can't get out the chair. But, that's
should be some pretty good fights. BJ, who's going to be on the undercard?
You know what? I could pull it up. But while I'm pulling it up, I want to kind of touch on something that Ralph said about how we have international fighters. So the difference, like right now, everything Ralph was saying is right. The difference in the sport is right now the people that promote boxing aren't American. DAZN, he's not from here. In Turkey, he's not from here. So what's happened is it's almost the same thing that we've seen in the NBA over the years, where now we get other players from other countries that are able to perform on a level that we're used to seeing. So now we're seeing fighters from other countries that we wouldn't normally see, but Turkey knows them. You know what I'm saying? The other people that promotes in other countries, they know them people. We don't know them. So now it's like, oh dang, we getting to see more. We get more exposure, and so are they. And we get as fans, we getting to see fighters from all over.
So as fans, you guys think it's a good thing that that the Turks and and the Arabs have got involved in promoting boxing?
I don't know.
Eddie Hearn.
I don't know what the Arabs, like you say, man.
He got
all money ain't good money. I'm gonna say that. All money ain't good money.
Hey, that's, you know what? I like Turkey because of what he's done so far as making good fights, but him supporting that whole situation with the UFC, they supposed to have been in cahoots. I know they were for the Bud fight. So I don't know the extent of it. So but I do know that they were in cahoots with some different things in Turkey and what's the guy over the UFC, Dana White.
Dana White. Yeah.
He's being investigated by the FBI for having fixed fights. They said over 100 of the UFC fights was fixed. I'm like,
I'm glad you brought that up. Because hey, look, I just recently did I did a short on this. I said, why are they making Chauncey Billups and the two other NBA players to face of this shit? They're not the architects of this illegal gambling. We want to see the names and the faces of these so-called mafia, and these mob figures. How come they have brought pictures and brought them to the forefront? You know what I mean? So
I saw this
thing. These players as scapegoats. So give me your opinion on this, Ralph.
I saw that thing, and after with the last podcast, I started watching this stuff more. And then saw how it became jacked up, because like you said, what was your boy who had the gun? Arabs, he played basketball.
A couple of them. You're talking about double A.
But he was in there but he brought the gun into.
Oh yeah,
Arenas.
He was the first one that gave
Arenas. He brought the gun into and checked his boy about his money.
Yeah, Gilbert Arenas
in the locker room. Arena. So this is, and they didn't bring it up, but then that's when it went and they said, "What's happening with your boy is that the NBA knew about it.
Yeah,
they really knew about the gambling and then they cleared him. So how you clear him and then the FBI and come in and just shackle him up? How? So that's what your boy, and that's what they're saying. Everything is how does the NBA clear you, and then the FBI indict you? And
like I said, after that Chauncey Billups indictment thing, I did a video on, remember the referee that was indicted and did fair time? What he did in video. This is deeper than Chauncey Billups and these players that they're trying to put on the front street. This goes deeper than what we think. They're putting. I don't have time to look it up, but I want to see the main architects, of this setup. They're trying to, throw us off with, with the players and the coaches, that get caught up gambling. No. They're not the architects. They didn't design this shit. We want to see the names and the faces of the people who actually put this shit together.
And then like you said, you ain't gonna see the Epstein files ever. So you ain't never gonna see them. they're gonna take bodies. People gonna fall out, jump out of windows before you hear them say, "Oh, I had something to do with it." But and the reason why I say that is because, like you said, it was like you said. I've been in college. I was at University of Michigan and Michigan State, and in several capers with athletes.
And I'm gonna tell you why
they didn't even look like they went to jail. You know, they got in front of the camera, but they didn't go to jail, and they got no record.
Admit, you know, a lot of the scandals that's been going on, you know, for decades. You know what I mean? You know, like you know, this shit is set up. This shit is staged. You know, and you know, if that happens, you know, the NBA will lose all their credibility, you know, going forward on gambling.
You know, not even just NBA.
I want to ask you guys this question.
I've seen the white people get away with it with murder. I've seen the white people get away with murder.
The hypocrisy of the NBA.
Yes,
you know,
that's the word.
How can they be trying to talking about gambling schemes where they're involved with, you know, all these you know, these gambling sites and stuff like that? You know, give me your opinion on that. You know, they talk about gambling, but they're involved in gambling themselves.
That, I mean, like you said, that part.
So I want to touch on the first question that you asked about Chauncey being one of the faces, and I want to say, you know, great job to you for having a platform and having diversity on the show, because it's important, right? Because you only kind of know if you know what I'm saying, like if you get your information from online and you only listen to certain people, then you're gonna basically believe whatever that channel is feeding you, right? So for instance, like I'll be watching fights, right? And I listen to everything loud, right? So the commentators, they're calling the fight, and I'm like, dang, they're not saying when my man throw a left hook, but they saying when the other guy do something. Like it sounds like it's a one-sided ass whooping.
They're being biased.
Right. So I would say these things while I'm watching the show. Like, man, you must be watching, you know, talking to the TV. You must be watching different fights. So anyway, when I started watching YouTubers talk, it was like I heard somebody say something different, what I was thinking. And I'm like, so the TV people, no wonder these people are attacking this particular fighter, because they're listening to the commentators on the boxing match dog them. So now the mass public is, you know, tweeters and blah, 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 all that, they dogging them. And I'm like, but in reality, I'm watching the fight for myself. I'm like, no, that ain't what's really happening. Like, this dude he's really winning, but they making it sound like he's getting beat up. You know what I'm saying? So to be able to have diversity, to see a different view is important, because if you listen to the commentators, man, you'll be messed up. You'll believe what they believe because you're absorbing what they're saying instead of,
you know, that's why it's important for, you know, people like me and you that, you know, come on here and talk about it. You know, but we got Big Hen that just joined the show. Big Hen, we've been talking about this whole we've been talking about a few things. You know, can you hear us, Big Hen?
I think he came and he went off. I think he might, I don't know about the signal.
He's still in there. I see him. Let me
I can hear you.
Oh, there you go.
I can hear you.
My bad. I thought I had added you to the stage, but no, we've been talking about this whole Chauncey Billups, you know, NBA scandal, you know, and a few other things that, you know, before you came in, you know, but give me your thoughts on this, man. I had said this earlier. I said, why are they trying to use Chauncey and the other two players that was caught up in this scandal? You know, like they invented this shit, like they are the main front runners. This is deeper than Chauncey. You know, this goes back to decades. You know, they didn't invent this shit. You know, they're not running it. You know, they were just caught up in the whole scheme, I should say. You know, so give me your thoughts and opinion on how the NBA is just using them as scapegoats and not bringing the main people, you know, that's running this shit, like the mafia that they so-called that has ties in this shit. Why haven't they brought them to the forefront?
I just feel like it's obvious what they doing. You know what I mean? Chauncey, they got him out there as the main guy, but I don't know if y'all heard that Adrian Bronner was supposed to be a snitch or something. There's a lot going on in that, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
Did y'all hear that?
Yeah.
No,
I heard
that.
Bronner.
When you get indicted, that means they've been watching for some years. So look, I'm gonna say
enlighten me on that situation. Go ahead, though.
They said that Adrian Bronner was saying that I guess he was gambling, and he was saying he lost a lot of money. So he the one that supposedly the snitch that said something going on. He lost a lot of money. So I heard they put his name out there. So I really don't know what's going on, but they always use another black man to bring another black man down. That's what we finna find out.
Yeah, my whole thing is, and I'll go and you can go ahead, BJ3. They're trying to use our people as scapegoats, but we want to see these main mafia, so-called mob ties, that's been indicted. Also, too, we want to see the people who's running this whole scheme and operation. Those are the names and the faces that we want to hear and see. But go ahead, BJ3.
So I want to tie everything I was saying about having different views and different opinions and being able to hear different people. The reason it's done on purpose. You know what I'm saying? Having Chauncey and the black guys, that part, having them in the forefront like it's all them, that's done on purpose. So now, but we know that they're not in control of nothing. So you have to have people like yourself so that other people can hear, like, oh, it's not really what the media is saying. It's a whole different. Right. Chauncey, I mean, and I watched some videos. You play some videos. Chauncey, in reality, is a victim. You get the way that the mob dude said himself. I heard it and saw it myself. He said when they get the gambling, they wait.
So they wait. BJ, when I played that,
they wait till they owe a couple $100,000, and when they owe a couple $100,000,
but what they had Chauncey on is something different.
But
they had Chauncey on just saying shit. That's what got me. That's when after talking with y'all the last time, I went and listened to your boy from ESPN, and they getting Chauncey on that. Who's sick? Who's not playing? Somebody got an ankle sprain.
But it's a reason why. It's a reason why he's saying who's sick, who not.
No, I mean, that's his job as a coach. He got to tell people, but now he don't know who listening anymore. I mean, you got like you said, you got 900 people.
Right. I don't know the situation. I'm just saying what the mob guy said. He said they have a big debt, and when they owe a lot, then they get to singing. They get to telling them stuff.
Yeah, but exactly. I mean, and that's what they got your boy Frazier on.
That's when the mob come into play and start making
and that's how they got your boy from Boston College
in the game. But go ahead,
right? They got Boston College that way, Frazier that way, but Chauncey, they getting him on saying stuff that now because of everybody, like you said, you can bet on somebody breathing, and now you can see if he didn't come out, if he took a dump in the third quarter,
right?
And then, like you said, I was like, what? It's just like what happened to just up now is like you said, it's. You can bet on what do you say, upper, lower, downer, upper. I don't even know what this stuff is. And I was like, and that's why I said if he says something, because it's just in his stuff.
So you gotta, other NBA, you can bet on,
right.
You can turn on your TV, and you'll see a commercial with NBA players and they're talking about, betting, and gambling. You know what I mean? So. It's all a pot of bullshit. I definitely can't wait until we get down to the bottom of it. My thing is, I just hate when they try to use our people as the front runners and the scapegoats when we're not.
Well,
when we did not organize one thing.
I just wanted to say one thing about what B brought up about it because he's right because I'm glad you are D bringing this thing in. The podcasting because at first I was like, everybody just in there, people just ranting until I saw your boy Rogan and watching MMA and how they particularly at Rogan and them to me are the ones who got Trump elected. sitting on these podcasts, running their mouth about nothing, and then they're just like, "What?" I mean, like you say, you see me on the street, I'm not gonna say that.
That's just like your boy who just got took off. He was one of the big front runners, to be, looked at after Trump was out of office. They were setting him up to be the next Trump. You know what I mean? He had a mass following on social media. So our voices, we have to be heard. That's why my platform is open, to everyone who wants to come on and have a voice. You know what I mean? But what do you guys do?
Because it ain't no power out there. We got to just speak truth because these backwoods ain't in power.
Speak truth into light. But BJ3, we're gonna keep it on boxing. What do you think about the $8 million deal Claressa Shields just got?
I seen that on social media, but I haven't dug into it. So is it a $8 million a signing contract? Where she
I think it's like for a fight for like a multi deal of fights.
Who she signed with? It was a Turkey. Was it Turkey?
I think it may be with the Sheiks. The last people who she was going with in her the last fight.
She signed with the guy she's been with since the beginning. She signed with the guy she been with her whole career,
right.
and some other people. So that's what I just heard today. So, because she was finna leave him and go on about her business, but I guess he said, "No, we gonna continue this journey." So the guy she been with, I don't know if he's Jewish or what he is, but the white guy she been or Arabic or whatever he is.
And I think he was, but they signed the $8 million multi-fight deal. So I want to give a big ups to her. She's definitely
no doubt.
She out of FLINT. She out of Flint. For Saginaw.
Yes, sir. But Ralph, I want to give a special shout out to them LA Dodgers boys, man. You out there, you representing, you got the hat on. Give us your thoughts, on your boys' victory.
It's all about Mookie Duke, and like you said, they saying it, and I'm thinking, I'm hoping they doing what they're saying. They will get more African Americans playing baseball, black folk. We got talent. I know my two kids are just natural baseball players, but finding 9 people to play, it's just a cultural shift. And like you said, I remember, like you said, growing up in Detroit, it's straight up Detroit. We played basketball, baseball, football, and played all year round because that's the only way. Because like you said, there wasn't no gang. What team you on? We gonna beat you. Right. And so that's the thing that I still am down with. It's the youth programs, keeping the kids playing these things, because now that you can see it all over the world, they doing it in Africa. Are they doing that straight up? What's this baby? He's 7'9". My God, the white 7'9".
7'9",
7 something. But they playing in the dirt, they ain't playing in no speakers, they ain't playing right. They playing in they just like we did. We played whatever we had.
Vacant lot next door. The vacant lot.
Like you said, they didn't have Dick's Sporting Goods.
Yeah. You hit it right on the nose, bro. We need to continue to have organizations and people like you and volunteers to be able to go out there and coach, and give kids opportunities so that we can have. Wow, sorry about that, guys. So that we can have more African Americans involved in World Series games and baseball in general. Because at one point, I'm not going to say. We dominated the game of baseball, because it's always been.
If you did, you can say it. I can say it. I'll say it. If you don't say it, I'll say it.
But now the Spanish, they have pretty much taken over baseball. You know what I mean? So we definitely need to get, more, we definitely need to get and keep more. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to adjust the microphone. More, because I grew up, my first love was baseball. I grew up playing baseball.
I remember.
And that was the first sport that, I grew love for and still love to this day. You know, I will sit down and watch a Tigers game from the beginning, you know, to the end. You know what I mean? So, you know, Ralph hit it right on the nose, man. We have to be involved, and we need more organizations that, you know, that will sponsor and help minorities be able to be out there, you know, competing against our counterparts.
Amen. Amen.
So I would like to say, exciting, very, very exciting games. The last game had you on your toes. It was serious. It was heavy, and the Dodgers showed their grit and they pulled it out. But I want to talk about real quick Ohtani, right? So he got this huge contract, right? Couple $100 million or something, right?
Give me his check. Write it.
Hold on. Check this out. He lives in California, right? So instead of getting $70 million a year for 10 years or something like that, it was some number like that. He said, look, pay me $3 million, $2 million, something like that. Pay me $2 or $3 million a year. And when I get back home, pay me the rest. Now, check this out. Listen how smart this was. And this lets me know that he has a financial advisor. Check this out.
And this is a baseball player, right?
This is the pitcher.
And then we're gonna come back to boxing.
Yeah. But listen, the taxes here in California are extremely high. So out of his money, he was going to end up paying like $13 million in state taxes every year, not including federal, not including city or local, or you know, whatever, however they categorize it. So by him deferring all of that money until he is finished and back in his home country where he doesn't have to pay all them taxes.
He'll see majority of his money.
He's saving a couple hundred million by doing that. So having somebody whose job is to know that is important.
But now you understand what happened to Pacquiao and Canelo. Pacquiao flipped just what you just said. That's why he was a senator. I was like, what is he doing? Oh, because he's running the country. He didn't just get a boxing thing. He came back and they gave him a whole election. And then now they got the election. You, like you said, man, you got the bank. You got an army, bank,
I'm glad that you said that, Ralph.
And Canelo did the same thing with that Texas thing.
Hey, listen, I'm glad you said that, Ralph, because I just did a show earlier. You have a guy here in the United States. His name is Dr. Tanner. He just bought land in Texas, and what he's doing is raising a lot of eyebrows, I should say, you know, by our counterparts. You know what I mean? What he has done is he bought acres of land, and he's promising melanated people to come down there. He's giving free homes, stifling out money every month. You know, $5,000 a month to these people that would come down there and live, you know, and register to vote. So what's going on is, you know, you have the white peoples of that town in the States, and they don't even brought the feds in, you know, to try to shut this whole program down, because what he's getting ready to do is overrun that small white town, because what's going on there in that town, it's a big oil. That town makes a lot of money through it, and it's generated through its oil, you know, and wealth, you know, and they know that. They know if a group of, you know, any group of people was to come down there, they can come down there and change the dynamics of the voting system, the way the money is the way the money is going, you know, and just everything that Ralph was just talking about, you know, what Pacquiao is doing. You know, he's going down there trying to, you know, uplift the people and change the whole demographics, you know, of this small town in Texas. But and the government just said, you know, I did a show on that, you know, that each citizen, you know, is going to generate $1 million per person, you know, for each each person in that community. You know, so it's a
Don't
lot
believe the
that's going
hype.
on. You know,
Hey, that's how
you know,
it is
so
in
that's
Arab.
something
That's how they
I
do in
advise
Arab.
both of you guys to look into. His name is Dr.
No,
Tanner. He
Dubai.
do
Yep, you
things
said
down
it.
in Texas.
Dubai did that. That I just saw the documentary on
Yeah.
capitalism, and
That's
Dubai.
Yeah.
That's how Dubai helps all its wealthy. Like you
Everybody
said,
live there.
wealthy.
Everybody live there. Get money off the
No,
oil.
but
Everybody live
wealthy,
there.
only not everybody, not because that's what I thought. Till you look deep, you gotta look on the other side of the corner. The wealthy people are, but you
Getting
know where
paid
there's wealth, there's some some dirty dogs, and they still are doing indentured servitude. So the man said he came from a different from Egypt, and he said that he had to do 33 years working for a taxi company, making XYZ money, just and then they took his passport, but they, you know, ain't no due process in Dubai, none of that in these different countries. So, and I just been on in Linked, and
So
I done got a couple
Dubai,
things in Linked.
Speaking of Dubai, Ralph, they just indicted you. They just indicted your boy, the football player from Dubai, back to the United States for attempted murder. What's his name?
Brown.
Me in 1 second.
Your boy Brown.
Yeah, Brown.
Your boy Brown.
He just
He's a
been
fool.
indicted.
But I mean, you know,
Dubai, he was just indicted.
he thought he was cool.
Yeah, he was just indicted. Antonio Brown, I believe.
Antonio,
You know,
that's it. Antonio Brown. I was just watching it.
He was in Dubai.
Yeah, the one who walked off the field, took his helmet off,
Yep.
and just walked off the field, and pretty much ain't been back. He played with the Steelers. He played with
No, he was Tampa Bay. He got his
Tampa
trophy
Bay.
with
He
the
played with
Steelers, and he's just a big old fool with the money.
yeah,
but
yeah, you know, he kind of like had.
But like you said,
I'm not gonna say a
he
mental breakdown, but
I mean,
you know,
like
he's
you
been
said,
diagnosed with that what do you call that? PTSD.
no, he got caught up with ego because I mean I've been with the
That too.
You know, you say something to me, and that's I love your boy. What's his name? Oh God, and I see his face. From Miami, he's playing for the Warriors now. And when was in Miami, 16,
Football player?
No, basketball. Playing with the Warriors now. He was in Miami last year. He had the drama, a little bit of drama.
I don't know.
I see his face.
He played with Chicago a few years ago.
Yeah, Chicago. You're right. You got him.
Yeah, it'll come to me in a second. But yeah, I know you're talking about.
He said this last year when he got jacked up. And this was everybody we black people, everybody. He said, well, what happened? He said, well, somebody got down there and said something to me. And that's how everything started. Somebody say something to you. And then now I got to do something because you said something to me.
I got this.
And I said, that's how we go. Because the same thing, that's how it goes in fighting, boxing, all this sports stuff. Somebody's even Branch. So I understand what Branch says. You said something to me when I didn't need you to say nothing to me. The game over. I'm a grown man. You can't say this, that, and another. But when you get out here in these different countries, they got a caste system. So certain people, but they know, like you say, I know when I go there, I'm part of, the tourism. So I know they're gonna make sure I get home because they're gonna make sure I get back. But the people that get treated wrong are there. The same thing what happened in Jamaica and everywhere else. I'm looking where the hurricanes hit. That thing ain't changed in 30, 40 years because the people, like you said, you have to evolve, but you have to understand how this money thing go. And it truly is what's playing out what we see. The royal family from Britain is all up in the Trump thing. And like I told my kids and everybody else, which is Trump is just trying to be I was telling B that the other day. Trump trying to be a Rockefeller, Vanderbilt. There's nothing else for him to do but to try to steal and to make mockery of a big situation, and this is and like you said, he doesn't need another dollar because I don't even know if he, and neither do I. I had to say to myself, what do I need? I don't need, I'm not gonna sell my brothers out. I ain't gonna do all that. Right. I can't even get into that because I got to look at myself in the mirror, look at my kids in the mirror, and like you said, what's happening in Chicago? I'm just sad that we don't even hear nothing about Jesse Jackson Jr. and there's no legacy behind
what happened to him.
He like you said, he got caught up. He got caught up stealing money, taking money and it wasn't his. Wow. You can't be a public servant and get rich and be black. Because I used to say it.
Yeah, because I was saying at some point, they all got their hands in the cookie jar. It's just, us who get caught with, just get caught and brought out to the front with it. You know what I mean?
That's what the black
should have known. He should have known, you only got so long to have your hand in the cookie jar before you got to get it out before they're going to bring you to the forefront.
I mean, but it's just like Kwame.
Kwame been off too more than what he can chew.
But Kwame said, I didn't do nothing that these other peckers.
Same thing with Kwame. You see what happened with Kwame.
But he said, but he was right. He didn't do anything different
in his own situation.
I mean, like you said, I got a couple millionaire uncle and father-in-law, and black people treat them differently than they treat the white people got the same amount of money. Because they say, well, you need to do this, that, and another thing with your money. And then that's why I told my brother, I said, "Why? Nah, he can do whatever he wants the same way these white people do. If he want to throw his money in the dirt and bury it, that's his business. That's all him. But the real deal is like this. This is why you say Freestyle Friday, and they just dug up this King Tut in this exhibit. That's Dives. I mean, that's you done got all your money and got buried with it, and these Peckerwoods just dug it up, and now you ain't got a dime. You know.
Are you talking about the mummy that they dug up and cut open?
You're right. I mean, not just the money, the exhibit. For me, it's the exhibit.
Yeah,
it was all gold. It was all gold. And
so when they cut it open, what? I mean, it looked like it was just another. It didn't even look like it was an actual mummified mummy in there. It looked like it was like a fake type figure type thing. Was that all gold? Is that what you were talking about?
No, as a researcher and anthropologist, yeah, I haven't seen it because that's the coming forth by day. This is what black people have been talking about forever. But now the white people just dug it up. But now it's really becomes real is because, what is good is your money if, you can't pass it forward to the next generation. So they're doing this thing with your boy, what's his name? Diddy. They're showing Diddy and another basketball player who was in there, who's in jail. I was like, well, I didn't even know. And they showing him and acting like, they placing him off like it's TMZ, you having a good time, and it's just high school. But exactly. But the truth of the matter is, to me, is you got to face your grown kids and tell them what you did. Because my kids, they're gonna call. My kids call me on everything. Daddy, did you do this? Did you do such and such? That they done said you did such. And I say, yeah, I did. But
yeah, well, look, it's Freestyle Friday. I need for each and every one of you guys to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure that you share this content so it gets out. So people, can hear about the conversations and the things that we talk about over here on the show. BJ3, lead us out. On your final thoughts. On tonight's show. What? We have not really even talked about this upcoming matchup week with the Lions and the Commanders, So I'll talk about that for a brief second. We definitely coming into a week where we come into a must win for the Lions. We're coming off a horrible loss with Minnesota. Everybody thought we were going to be feasting. It was going to be an early Thanksgiving with Minnesota, but like I always say, in the NFC's Central is one of the toughest divisions in football. It has been for the last 2 years. You know, we got a bunch of 5-3, 5-2 teams that's, you know, battling, you know, amongst top. You know, you got Minnesota, who's at the bottom, who just beat us. You know, so now we're getting ready to face off against Washington, who eliminated us from the playoffs last week. But one thing about it, BJ3, they are without their quarterback, Jaden Williams. So give us your thoughts on tomorrow, on Sunday's night, you know, matchup Detroit. And it's going to be a Detroit takeover. You got plenty of Detroit fans that's going to be down there, you know. So it's going to be pretty much like a home game for Detroit. You know, it's a must win. So give us your thoughts and your opinions on this week's game with Washington.
Man, I think the Lions, you know, they are pissed off, and they're gonna bring it. This Yeah, they got to.
You know, it's a must bring. You know, you give us your thoughts, Ralph. You know, on the loss that we took with Minnesota, and then on this upcoming game against, you know, pretty much injury play team with Washington. You know, they're without their quarterback. You know, they're coming off a 2-game loss. You know, it's a must win for them, and it's a must win for the Lions. So give us your thoughts, you know, on this weekend's matchup.
No, my heart went out for the young kid, Cat, when his arm went out like that. And then I saw a 30 for 30 with Lawrence Taylor talking about why he didn't think Brady was up, because, like you said, he said when we played we could kill the quarterback, and Joe Montana took it. And I saw his leg go out on a Monday night, and I saw the baby boy arm go out, and then my leg. I done did that with football with myself. You see, I'm still touching myself. Because when your leg go out that way and all that, you just, you know, you realize there's nothing you can do. It's done. And so my heart went out for him. But, you know, now I know we're going to win Sunday because he ain't playing. So I know we're going to win. And we're going to be in the championship. So I already got, so here's my Super Bowl championship prediction.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Ralph.
We're going to be in the Super Bowl. It's going to be us against either Denver or my Chargers. That's what's up.
Okay. Well,
I'm ready to go there because the Eagles ain't in it no more. I'm telling you, I'm looking at them. It's halfway through. We halfway through. You should see what's up. And to me, like I said, it's about coaching.
Yeah, you know, but like you said, man, it's a must win. We definitely should go down there this week for sure and feast on Washington. You know, it definitely should be a good game. You know, we're going to cover a little bit more about this, you know, leading up this weekend, you know, about that game. But, you know, it's been a good talk with you guys, good show. You know, BJ3, go ahead and lead us out. Give us your last words. Let everybody know what you got going on and where they can reach you.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you having me on the show. You asked me a question in the beginning of the show, so I'm gonna deliver. The co-main event for the undercard for the Virgil Ortiz Erickson Lubin fight is Darius Fulgham versus David Stevens. Fulgham is 14-1 and Stevens is 15-2, and they're fighting at 168. So, you know, you can catch me. You know, I'm into changing lives, making sure your family don't have to do a GoFundMe, making sure retirement is together, and making sure that your baby can get to college and her wedding is paid for and his first house is taken care of, all that, right? Just hit me up on the celly, 773-398-5658.
Okay, there you go. Well, you heard it from the man yourself. Definitely get in contact with BJ3, you know, on any of your financial planning decisions, you know, even on your life insurance, you know, decisions. Ralph, you know, lead us out. Give everybody your last words. Let everybody know what you got going on and where they can reach you.
Amen. I'm inspired by this program. Y'all got me out there, so I didn't try to brand myself. You can catch me out there at Ralph Hardin, LinkedIn. And understanding that we all need to brand ourselves, make sure you got your 30-second elevator speech, so that you can tell people what's happening, what you all about. And so this program has inspired me. You can, like I said, Ralph Hardin out there at LinkedIn, and out there making sure that people do understand that the employment job is about something inside of you. You have leadership traits, talents, And I'm saying it here right now. They're gonna exonerate your boy Chauncey Billups. He ain't Frazier going down. He's like Ali. He's going down in the 10th. But
I hope you're right.
Billups is gonna get big shot.
Boy, that broke my
Billups
heart.
is gonna get off.
When I heard that about Mr. Big Shot. But Ralph, we can't wait to join you in your new venture, man. Hopefully, you bring us on the show. When you go ahead and start everything up, I can't wait, to see, what you got to talk about, what you got to bring to the table, man. I advise everybody to get out here, and have a voice, in all of this, and that's what we try to do over here at the What Up Though show, so I don't have anything else to add. I want to thank both of you guys for coming on to the show. You've always enlightened us on Good Fights BJ3. Hopefully, it'll be a good entertain fight tomorrow. And again, Ralph, I want to congratulate you and them LA Dodgers on that championship. It was a well worth fought title for those guys again. They making it hard for them Yankees and them Tigers, man. I root for both those guys, and and I like them Dodgers too, man.
You can say overall, Tigers, but I don't like the Yankees. You can say the Tigers.
They did a good job. They brought the championship home.
Amen.
So I don't have anything else to add. It's been another one. It's your boy Dame D, and we are out. Peace.
Peace and love.